Okay, good evening guys, if you're watching on Facebook. Just waiting for a few people to join us. If they're going to. Deborah's in.
Back in the house.
Could be just me and you, Deborah.
Who is it?
This at the minute. I know I started a little bit, well, I say late, I'm not bang on time, but we got one person on Facebook, exciting. Oh, it's me. Oh no, G-Dog's on there. Marvellous. Marvellous. So you found that a bit tough, Deborah?
No?
Found that a little tough?
It just took, yeah, I was using heavier weight, so literally in the last 2 weeks I've increased the weights that I've been working with.
Okay, oh well done.
I snuck out to my daughter's and stole some of hers, so
Did you?
I'm finding it harder.
Huh? Well, that's good.
That's good, yeah.
And push outside your comfort zone.
Exactly.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Oh yeah, it was nice actually. Friday was, yeah. We had a socially distanced party out, because I live in a cul-de-sac, so
Oh, lovely.
went out into the cul-de-sac. But I think my neighbours think I'm an alcoholic. Was anyone drinking?
Nice. As long as you're not sharing the bottle.
Hydrated on Saturday.
Yeah. Marvellous stuff. Yeah, I'm quite lucky. I live in a shared house. There's like 8 of us. So we're under the same roof, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
So we all had a barbecue.
Facebook pictures.
Yeah.
I had to laugh. I nearly replied on one of them when someone said, "So what's happened to the social distance? Are you living together?"
Oh, I know.
I nearly said, "There's always one."
Oh, I know. Stop laughing at me, Graham. Right, is there anybody else in on Facebook? Give it a couple more, well, give it 1 more minute and then we'll get going.
That was my doorbell, by the way, earlier that went.
Say again, sorry, Deborah.
It was my doorbell that went earlier.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, two boxes of wine.
Ah? You don't get them from Elaine, do you?
No, I keep meaning to catch her again, because I said that I would, and then I didn't. She went away, didn't she? So
Yeah, she's on my Facebook. Just look through and find her.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Elaine Arnold, yeah. I ought to really, because I've just ordered 2 boxes, because we're a bit guzzlers.
Essential shopping, that, Deborah.
Yeah.
Okay, another 30 seconds and we'll crack on. I think we've got 1, maybe 2 watching on Facebook. Whether they're just voyeurs again.
Are they?
Yeah, Graham keeps looking to see how it's done. keeps picking up on my favourite words.
I do it quite often. I record them and I save them, and I do them later. So
Yeah.
don't think that we're not using them, because we are.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? That you could,
Yeah.
there's quite a few of the guys I look after, and a lot of them do the same thing because the times just don't suit. But they're there on Facebook, so you can go over and do them whenever.
I mean, I've got here today, but I don't normally get to the evening ones. I'm usually in the morning.
Yeah. Mr. Hodges is in the house as well. Nice to see you. Nice to hear from you, Mr. Hodges. So, okay, it looks like we've got 1 on Zoom, 1 on Facebook. So we'll crack on, shall we? Right, we're going to start off with some inchworms. They're always a favourite. So feet are going to be hip width apart, soft knees, push back in the hips, hands down to the floor. I want you to walk it out to that high plank. Once you're in that position, just hold for a second or 2, then stick your bum up in the air, touch your toe or your shins or your knees, depending on your hamstring length, back down, and then walk it out. Okay, so we're going to do a minute of that. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Off we go. So, feet hip width, soft knees, push back in the hips, walk it forward, hands under shoulders, stick your bum up, touch your toe, or your shin, or your knee, and then let's walk it out. And try and keep those legs as straight as you can, Mr. Hodges. Like you like. Okay, that's it, good. Mr. Bell's in the house as well. Good to see you there, Alan. Hope you're well. Just going into those inchworms. Another 10 seconds. Tap, tap, and then we'll kick back out. Okay, 3, 2, 1, and rest up. Good. Okay, next one we're going to do, let's go to a bit of a hip opener. So I'm going to do relatively wide stance. Try and keep the chest up, nice and tall, and we're just going to push the hip forward and then straighten up if you want to. Again, pop that hand in the air, just to get a bit more of a stretch. And just pulsing, nice and steady, nice and controlled. 30 seconds each side. Make sure we're not arching in the back either on this one. Just keep your bum squeezed on that rear side. Again, just pulsing forward, feeling a stretch and then easing it back to that neutral position. I don't like it when there's only one on here, because I'm a lot bigger. Okay, good stuff. Change sides for me, 30 seconds. So on the opposite side. Again, arm up in the air, just pulsing forward. You might find you're tighter on one side than you are the other. That's it, good. Perfect. 3, 2, 1, and rest up. Okay, nice. Next up, we're going to go for knee drops. Reach you up to see me. Knees bent like so, arms out to the side, feet together, and just dropping those knees down to one side, then the other. Just loosening off that lower back, and we're going to do a minute. So off we go. Keep the shoulders nice and flat. Your lower back will lift off a little bit more than likely. But just nice and steady. Trying to ease into it, get a little deeper each time. Keep that going. Perfect, good work. Good stuff. Okay, another 20 seconds of that. Good work, Deborah. Hope you're right there, Andrew. Easing into it, nice and steady. Another 10 seconds. Should be pretty much near onto the floor now with the knees. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest up. Okay. Staying on the floor. And this time is lie on your side. The knee up at 90 degrees. On top of your shoulder. Hands in front in line with your shoulders. And we're going to reach forward. And then we're going to really open up that T-spine, keeping that knee pressed into the floor. Back down again, reach, up, and around. And we'll do 30 seconds each side. So see, just warming through the upper part of the T-spine now, or your thoracic spine. Two watching, marvellous, good work. Okay, 8 seconds on that side and then we'll change over. 3, 2, 1. So other side, knee up at 90 degrees. On top of your shoulder, hands in line with your shoulders. Reach. Remember, it's not about how far you get the arm down. It's about rotation through that mid part of your back. And again, as we go through, just increasing that range. Okay. Good work. Give me a few more seconds that side. and rest up. So I know you've done this already tonight, Deborah, but I'm going to do it again just for the sake of anyone who's watching this back on Facebook and Mr. Hodges. So we're going to go onto all fours, on your toes as well. Make sure your knees are under your hips, hands under the shoulders, and in this position here, your neck's in line with your spine. Then we're going to bend the one elbow, reach underneath, bring that arm up and round again, and get a little bit more dynamic in that than the book opener. That's it, 30 seconds each side. Good, that's it. On the toes, hands on the shoulders, knees under hips, reaching underneath, bend that elbow, up and round. Try to reach as far underneath and as far up and round as you can. Really working through that spine. Okay, let's change sides. Let's draw over, good evening. So that's it, if you're on the other side now. Bend the elbow. Reach parallel with the floor, up and round. Increasing that range as we go. That's it, good. Nice work. And rest up. Okay, next one, if we stand up now. That's it, give you a couple of seconds to get up. Okay, and all we're going to do is just do some nice gentle arm circles. Just reverse to start with. If it's a little bit crunchy, just go smaller circles. If that's too much, ideally what we want to warm into is getting those biceps by the ears, coming up and round, but if you haven't got the mobility, just do a smaller arm circle. Okay, we'll just do another sort of 20 seconds on that one. That's it, just sweeping around, biceps by the ears, keeping that core nice and tight so we're not arching in the back. Good show. Okay, let's change sides on that, or change direction rather. So now we're going to come forward. Again, if you can, bringing those biceps by your ears, parallel with your shoulders. That's it, nice and steady. Ease into it gently. Good. Say another 5 seconds on that. And rest up. Okay, Deborah, take on some water if you want to. Mr. Hodges, take on some water. Anybody else? Let's have a little drink. Make sure you've got some water with you. I shall run you through what we're going to do next. Okay, I might have a quick swig as well. It's tough on the voice, this. To talk quite loudly for like 2 hours. I know, there's tougher things in life, isn't there, really?
You have to sing instead, you
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right, okay, so I'll run you through what exercises we're going to do. We're going to spend 45 seconds on each with a 15-second transition period, and then a minute's rest after all 5 of them. It's not about smashing it, it's about taking your time, getting the movement correct, okay? So take your time, there's no rush on this. So we're going to start off with what we call a supine hip extension. Can you see me okay on this mat? I just realised I'm all in black. So, soft knees, so you want them relatively straight. On the heels of the feet, arms by your side, and it's a really small movement, just pushing off the floor, pushing through the heels, and then back down. Okay, give your bum a bit of a squeeze on it, but it should be predominantly in the hamstring. So we're going to do that for 45 seconds. 15 seconds breather, then we're going to go into a bridge. So we're going from, come straight on the hamstrings, then right to the glutes. So up, squeeze, back down. If that's not challenging enough for you, up, up, squeeze, extend, extend, back down. I don't mind, but nice and controlled. If you feel it in the back, you're not doing it right, regress back to the normal bridge. Then we're going to get up in our 15 seconds. We're going to do a Cossack lunge. So you're going to take a step forward, make sure you stabilise, drop into it, and we're going to reach over towards the leading leg. And come back up. If you want to keep your hands in the air, do so there. Nice and controlled. So actually the hips shouldn't move. Okay, we don't want to be pushing the hips out like that, okay? It's just a little bend through the torso. That's a Cossack lunge. Then we've got a mountain climber, but we're going to go slow, and we're going to bring the knee to the opposite elbow. So a crossover mountain climber. Then we're just going to go into a nice little body weight squat. Your hands on your shoulders like that, have the elbows as high as the shoulders. We're going to squat, rotate, squat, rotate, okay? Then last but not least, we're going to rest. On the 6th minute, we rested. So we're going to get down onto the floor, and we'll start with this supine hip extension. So, soft knees, just a slight bend in the knees. Feet want to be hip width apart. So 45 seconds in 3, 2, 1, off we go. Just a little lift, push off the heels of the feet. And we should start to feel it in the hamstrings. Squeeze your bum as well, to stop it going into the back. But like I say, predominantly it should be in the hamstrings. If not, straighten the legs a little more, but don't lock the knees out. That's it, good. Good to hear, Mr. Honji, it's going to be good. Okay, so 10 more seconds of that. Feel that okay, Deborah? Yeah. 3, 2, 1, rest. Okay, 15 seconds, and then we go into that bridge. Again, making sure we squeeze the bum, we don't come too high that we feel it in the back. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, off we go. I thought you'd left me on my own then, Deborah.
I lost you.
Squeeze your bum like you're trying to hold on to a 50-pound note in this stiff wind. So it pushes through the heels of the feet, we don't want to be pushing through the toes. Squeezing those glutes as we come up. Great stuff, 15 seconds. Five seconds. 3, 2, 1, and up we get off the floor. Okay, we're going to go into that Cossack lunge next. Okay, so put those arms in the air, step, just to lean over, stabilize, then come back. 3, 2, 1, off we go, and then alternate sides. So then go the other side. Nice, steady, gentle lean over, just so it knocks you off kilter a little bit, so your core has to work really hard to stabilize. Remember, we're just gliding over to that leading leg. And then stand. Alternating sides. Good work. Another 20 seconds. Ten to go. Good work. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest up. Okay, 15 seconds. Going to go into that mountain climber. Hands under shoulders. Bum down. Slow. Control. Okay? 3, 2, 1. Off we go. Pull that tummy button in tight. And make sure we're feeling the core when we reach that leg back out. Squeezing in that tummy. Shoulders back and down. Hands under them. Should be no movement through the torso. You shouldn't feel your bum curling under. It should be nice and straight. So if it is starting to curl under, Maybe don't bring the knee up quite so high. 15 seconds. 10 to go. And rest up. Okay, up we stand. Into that squat stance, so shoulder width apart with the feet. Elbows up at shoulder height. Gonna drop, rotate. Take the head round with it, off we go. Stabilize, nice and steady, control. Okay, when we stand, we shouldn't be moving the knees. Just through the core, just a little rotation. Drawing that tummy button in as we do. Marvellous, good work. Marvellous. There it is again, Deborah, that word. That's lovely, good. 15 seconds. That's it, drawing that core in as we rotate out of that squat. 5 seconds. Down. Pulling in nice and tight. And rest up. Okay, you get a minute's rest. How are you feeling, all right? All good on that, Deborah?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
That last one, should I have been twisting as I was going up rather than getting up and then twisting?
Yeah, you twist as you come up.
Going up, okay.
Yeah.
I'm doing it wrong.
Doesn't really matter. As long as you've got stability. But yeah, you can, if you want to break it into 2 separate movements, that's absolutely fine. Okay, hopefully Mr. Hodges is all well and good. On there. Okay, so another 15 seconds, we're back down to the floor. Soft knees, I say the straighter you get them the better, but don't lock the knees out. Push off the heels, squeeze your bum as you come up, and off we go. So very small movement, but you should really feel it in the back of your hamstrings. If it's too intense, just bend the knees just a touch more. You can get a bit of cramp doing this, because it's quite an intense little exercise. That's it. Off. Make sure the feet are about hip width apart, so they don't want to be too wide either, nor too close together. Okay, good job. Another 15 seconds. Keep pushing up those heels. Remember to squeeze your bum so it doesn't transfer into the back too quickly. Good work. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, now into the glute bridge. So this is where we really bend the knees. Should be heels of your feet should be under your knees, about shoulder width apart this time. It's a little wider than before. 3, 2, 1. Up and squeeze your glutes. Control it back down. Switch up at the bottom. Literally. Up, squeeze, back down. Shouldn't feel it anywhere else but the glutes really. Not in your back certainly. Good. Okay, we've got 20 seconds to go. Keep squeezing those glutes as you push up into that bridge. That's good. Nearly there, 10 seconds. 5. And rest up. Okay, up we get off the floor. We go into that Cossack lunge. So we're going to step, raise, just lean slightly towards that leading leg and then stand. 3, 2, 1, off we go, and alternate side. Core nice and tight. We shouldn't wobble quite so much. Make sure we keep the head and chest up and we look forward. Try not to look down. We tend to move where we look. Good, lovely job. Keep that going. Another 20 seconds. Estelle's watching as well.
Come and join in.
Yeah. Stop watching and do. That's it, keep that going. 2, 1, and relax. Okay, into that mountain climber position. High plank. Remember, shoulders back and down. Drawing that knee to the opposite elbow, nice and slow and controlled. And feeling the core all the way through. 2, 1, off we go. Drawing that tummy button in. And have those shoulders back and down. Hands directly under your shoulders. Good work, that's it. Again, what you shouldn't feel is any movements with the torso. If we bring that knee in, just stay nice and straight. 20 seconds, control that. 10 to go. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done, good. Okay, squat and rotate next. You all good? They're tough, aren't they, those? So try and keep arms across like so, touching the shoulders, shoulder height. Off we go. Squat, rotate, keeping that core nice and tight as we rotate. You could, if you wanted to, have a med ball or something on that. But I quite like concentrating on depth and really concentrating on using that core to actually accelerate that rotation, but also to stop it before it lands into joints and things like that. We want to concentrate on using the muscles, not your bones, ligaments. Good. Another 10 seconds. Stay nice and steady, nice and controlled. 5, 2, 1, and rest up. Good show. Okay. Another breather. 1 minute. Take on some water, guys, if you need it. Keep hydrated. Hope you're all right there, Mr. Hodges, and anyone else on Facebook watching later. He was fine the last round, which is great. Feel okay, Deborah, on that? Anything struggling with?
My glutes are feeling it a bit on the left.
Are they? Just concentrate, make sure your feet are nice and even, as in their placement, and you're not sort of wonky. We don't want one foot closer than the other because then it will exacerbate that one side. Okay, 10 seconds, we're going to go back into that supine hip extension. So again, legs as straight as you feel you can, but don't lock them out, head and shoulders back. Just pushing the hips off the floor, off we go. Squeeze your bum as well so it doesn't enter the back. But again, you should be feeling this more in the hamstring than anywhere else. Again, that foot position is really important. Make sure they're nice and level. What we don't want is one higher than the other. Good show. That's it. Do challenge yourselves as well. The straighter the legs are, the more it hits the hamstrings. And coming down each time. 10 seconds. Squeeze the bum as well. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Okay, into these glute bridges again. So a little bit wider this time, shoulder width apart with those heels. Making sure we're pushing off the heels, not the toes. 3, 2, 1, off we go. Up, quite a lot more movement in this one. Squeezing the glutes as we come up, making sure we're not hyperextending in the spine. So in other words, we're not coming up too high. So we're actually feeling it in the back. Just feel your bum, squeeze it, and then back down. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you've got to squeeze and pause at the top. Make sure we keep the knees in line, and again, we've got those feet in line too. 20 seconds. $15 to go. Last 10. Good job, guys. 3, 2, 1, and up we get. Okay, off the floor. Standing up. Next up, we've got that Cossack lunge. So take that step, raise the arm, nice and controlled, lean over, stand up. Make sure we've come back to the center before we stand again. Off we go. So we're concentrating on that stabilization of the low end. Come back to the middle, then stand up, making sure those knees are in line. We've got our balance. If not, take your time. Stop, pause, lean, back to the center, then stand. Great stuff. Okay, another 15 seconds. Great work. 5 to go. 2, 1, and rest up. Okay, into that high plank position for your crossover mountain climbers. Shoulders back and down. Draw that tummy button in. Make sure your bum's not too high. Drawing that knee under, nice and steady. 2, 1, off we go. Again, pulling that tummy button in all the way. Control it, nice and steady. Doesn't need to be quick, this one. Good work. Not dropping to the back, don't have your bum too high. Should feel it drawing in here. 20 seconds. That's great, good work. 10 to go. 10 to go. Nearly there. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Well done, good work. They're tough, aren't they? Done slowly and properly. Okay, up we go into that squat. Rotate. Bring the head round with it. Squat. Rotate. Okay, off we go. Down, keep the depth. Okay, it doesn't need to be quick. Just make sure our knees aren't dropping in as we press off the floor. And we're not over rotating. So feel it in the core, not in your hips, not in your legs. Well, you're going to feel it in your legs because you're squatting, but not the rotation. Good. 20 more seconds. Really good, nearly there. 10 to go. Nice work, 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest. Well done. Okay, minute's rest. We'll go again. Woo!
It's a good idea to do too.
Just take it steady, Deborah.
Oh.
So old Boris's thing was as clear as mud last night, wasn't it?
He couldn't do anything else but.
No, I know.
If he'd have said, do this, do that, they'd have said, what about this, what about this, what about this?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I think he's nothing whatever he does.
Yeah, I think he's done a really good job, actually. Okay, another 5 seconds, guys, and we're going to go onto the floor. Okay, so down we go. Into that supine hip extension, legs out straight, not locked out though, pushing the heels, push through the heels, sorry. Bum off the floor, then back down. Up, back down. Squeeze your bum as you come up, and back down. Again, feeling that in the hamstrings. So keeping the knees in line. Making sure the feet are in line too. Okay, 15 seconds, nearly there. Great work, looking good. You're slipping, Deborah.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Feet a little wider this time. Shoulder width apart with the feet. Still pushing through the heels. Heels of the feet want to be underneath the knees. 5 seconds. 3, 2, one, and push the hips up, squeeze your bum, and back down. Nice and steady. Feel the glutes doing the work, feel your bum working. Again, making sure we're pushing up nice and evenly through both heels. Not coming up too high or rotating at all. Want to come up at the same height. Really concentrate on that. Good work, 20 seconds remaining. That's it, squeeze those glutes. If you don't feel it, go a touch wider or bring the feet back towards your bum a bit. Good, 5 seconds. And rest up. Okay, into our Cossack lunge. Nice big step forward, arms up, lean over, trying to stabilize, then come back up. 2, 1, off we go. Alternating sides, big step, reach, stabilize. So if you feel like you're losing your balance, don't try and push yourself back up. Try and use your core, stabilize that movement, then come back up. That's nice, Deborah, good. 20 seconds. Do really well. 15 to go. Nice, great work. 5, 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, your favourite, Deborah. Mountain climbers, crossovers, hands on the shoulders, shoulder width apart. 3, 2, 1, draw that tummy button in, nice straight line of the body. Don't let that torso move. Pull that tummy in really tight so we're stable. That's it, good. How many more times, Mr. Hodges? As many as we can get in. We're probably going to do it once more after this. Go on, Deborah, you got this. 15 seconds left. All the way, drawing that tummy in. Nice and controlled. Good work, last bit. 5 seconds. 2, 1, and rest up. Okay, good work. Squat and rotate. Shoulder width apart with the feet. Elbows up. Hands on shoulders like so. Okay, going to push back into the hips. Squeeze your bum. Rotate through the core. Okay, off we go. Nice and steady, no rush. Concentrate on form, concentrate on the core doing the rotation, making sure our knees are in line with our feet. As we press through our feet, the knees don't drop in. Keep them out. Good, lovely. Okay, another 20 seconds. 15 to go. That's it, keep the head and chest up. Those elbows shouldn't drop as we go towards the floor. 5 to go. 2, 1, and rest up. Well done. Good work. Okay, minute's rest. And we're going to go with one more, guys. Much to Mr. Hodges' joy, I should think.
I can't do another one.
You have done another session, haven't you? That's fine, Deborah. I wouldn't take it personally if you drop out. I think you can do it, though.
You think I can do it?
I think you can do it. I've seen you up the mountains in Peru. I know how much determination you've got.
Yeah.
30 more seconds. Just start early, Deborah.
That's not fair.
Okay, another 20 seconds. Just shake those legs a little bit. Just loosen up a touch for the last set. Making sure we keep good form in this last one. Not too long. Okay, on the floor, guys. 5 seconds. Soft knees. Off we go. Pushing the hips up towards the ceiling. Not too high. Squeeze your bum so you don't feel it in the back. And then back down, relax. Up, Just take it really steady. That's it, there's no rush. Concentrate on that feeling through the back of the hamstrings. Rather through the back of the legs, in the hamstrings. Okay, 20 seconds. Nearly there already. Great work, nearly there. 10 seconds. Good work, Deborah. I'm sure you're doing really well, Mr. Hodges, too. 2, 1, and rest into that glute bridge. So this time wider in the feet, pushing through the heels. Heels should be about under the knees. And we're going to squeeze the bum in 5, 3, 2, 1, off we go. Push the hips to the ceiling, squeeze your bum, not too high. If you're not feeling it in your bum and you're in the back, you're probably going too high. That's it, really squeezing tightly again, making sure we're coming up nice and evenly, pushing through the feet with the same strength. Pretty much making sure your toes are in line with the rest of you. Your legs will be coming out at a slight angle, but everything should be in line. Hip, knee and ankles. Okay, nearly there. 7 seconds. Good work. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay, good. Okay, Cossack lunge. We've only got 3 to go. Cossack lunge. So we're going to take that step forward, stabilize, reach, slight lean, stabilize back to the center, stand up. Off we go. Let's do this. Last little bit. Last 3 exercises. That's it. Lovely job. Slight lean towards that leading leg. Stabilize, core tight. Drive back off.
I'm actually doing this better as I'm tired.
Yeah. You'll be taking your time, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be doing really, it doesn't need to be huge movements. Nice and steady, unbalanced, stabilize, stand back up. Okay, and rest up. 2 exercises left. Get through these mountain climbers, then we've got squat and rotate. So we're going to do these crossover mountain climbers, shoulders back and down, tummy in. 5 seconds. You got this, Deborah. Go on, Andrew. 2, 1, off we go. Nice and slow, control it. Reach those feet back. Don't bring those knees up too high. I want a straight line through that body. Don't want that tailbone curling under. The very last one, breathe through it. Keep drawing in that tummy button. Great work. That's it, you're nearly up the mountain, Deborah. It's just over that next ridge, I promise. Round the next corner. Nearly there, 15 seconds. Doing really well. Last 10. 5, you've got this. 2, 1, and rest. Good work. Really good. Okay, last one. Squat and rotate. Elbows up, hands on opposite shoulders. We're going to squat, rotate. Off we go. Down, nice and steady. Making sure those knees aren't dropping in. Control it. Draw that tummy button in. Back to the center. Drop back into that squat, nice and deep. Great work. Last 25 seconds. Great work. That's it. Down, rotate, down, rotate. Control all the way through. 10 more seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1, and you're done. See, well done. Told you you could do it.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Very good. Well done, Mr. Hodges. I'm sure you're still there and you haven't just sat on the sofa. Great job. Well done. Okay, have a drink, have a breather. Relax.
I'm sure I'm not supposed to get up into the yellow zone in this.
You'd be surprised. You'd be really surprised.
Okay.
It's amazing how much you can compensate on some things as simple as a mountain climber
Yeah.
when you're just rushing through it. It's the amount of muscles you recruit at any one time that's getting your heart rate up. Body's screaming out for oxygen, your heart's having to work to pump the oxygen round to the muscles. There's a lot going on in those, mate. Like if you think your quads are engaged, your core, your shoulders, your chest, your back stabilising you, your lats are pulling you down. There's a hell of a lot going on.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, isn't it?
Yeah, you did really well. Well done. Good show. Good show. Andrew Hodges, he said cheeky. I bet you missed that, Andrew. Right, okay, in a second we'll have a little stretch out and then we're done. All done really, really well. Okay. So we'll start off, we'll go into a pigeon stretch and just stretch those glutes out. So just lying down, trying to get as flat as you can into the hip. Back leg out nice and straight if you can. You should feel a nice stretch through the hip and the glute.
Ow, ow, ow.
A little bit tight on that, Deborah.
They are a bit.
Maybe give them a foam roll after this as well.
Right, that's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah.
Will do.
Yeah, you've got to watch for things like bridges and hip extension, that sort of thing. We've got to really make sure we're even. Feet are in the same position. Because if one's slightly further forward than the other one, it will hit the old glute more than the other one.
Yeah.
Right, let's change sides if you're not already. Marvellous. If you feel it loosen off, just drop back into it just a little bit more. And squashing it down. Okay, nice. When you're ready, just release that off. Next up, we're going to go nice and wide in the knees, on your toes. Again, we're just going to push back into the hips. Find the toe around, you guys see it better. Pushing back into those hips. Really pushing in, pushing nice and hard. But again, don't let that tailbone curl under. You want to, it's like you're trying to stick your bum out, not under and in. And again, you should feel that probably through the adductors on the inside of the leg and the hips again. Okay, let's drop into it even more by pushing the hands forward while still sitting back onto the hips. Take a big breath in. Breathe out all the way and reach those fingertips even further forward. Trying to get nice and flat to the floor. Reaching those fingertips, really pushing back into the hips. So breathing through it. Every time you inhale, really exhale deeply. You should be able to drop that touch more into it. Good work. And rest up. Okay, we'll stand up. Let's go into a bit of a quad stretch. So if you need to, grab onto a wall or something. Have the knees together and pull the heel of your foot up to your bum. It shouldn't be forward, it should be nice and in line. Squeeze the glute as well, just pop that hip forward a little bit more. Yeah, that's the noise we want to hear, that. Should be quite intense, 7 or 8 out of 10. Intensity on those. Okay, change legs. That's it, shake it out. Shake it up, shake it up. Okay, again, getting those hips forward, nice and tall through the spine. Squeeze your bum on the side that you're trying to stretch. It should be nice and intense through that thigh, through the front of the thigh. Okay, relax that off. Last one, guys, we're just going to do a chest stretch. So if you need to, use a pillar, press into it or a door frame. Then you can do both at the same time. But do make sure if you're up against door frame, opposite foot forward, elbow should drop behind the shoulder. Because we're stretching out the pec, so if you think from the shoulder to the sternum, we're trying to pull, we're trying to stretch. So that elbow needs to be behind your shoulder, and try and stay nice and square in the torso as well. We don't want to be twisted. There, getting it back behind you. Pressing in, or what we can do is put our hands on our bum, okay, without arching the back, just pull the, squeeze the elbows together. Again, drawing that core in tight, so we don't arch the back or tilt the pelvis forward. And when you feel like you're done, relax, take on some more water, nice hot bath, read a book, and get a good night's sleep. Okay, thank you, Mr. Hodges. Hope you enjoyed that. Hopefully see you soon. Cheers.